Hi, Christina here again. You're making amazing progress. We're going to evaluate the story goal and pacing. But first, what is the story about? Click the blurb to remind yourself. So hover over Journey, click Story Blurb, and you'll find the blurb right here. To evaluate a scene, you must be clear on who is the protagonist, what's the story goal, and what are the story stakes if the protagonist fails to achieve their goal. We're looking at my manuscript Evolution, and now I'm going to show you the story elements you need to evaluate story goal and pacing. So here we are on the story editing journey, and we're on step 8, story goal and pacing. We'll visualize the story goal and pacing, and here are the story elements you need. I always like to include the scene name. We have story goal tracking, we have the purpose of a scene, and we have action and sequel scenes. Now we're going to go to the Evaluate page and check these out. We're looking at the Character tab of the Evaluate page. The question you're answering here is, does the scene take the protagonist closer to or farther away from achieving their goal? And this next bit is critical. This must be answered even if the protagonist is not in the scene. If a scene doesn't do this, the pacing will be slow. The reader demands a roller coaster journey where the protagonist has successful moments and also setbacks. When you're evaluating the scene, you can select negative, meaning the protagonist is taken farther away from the story goal. Neutral, which is not good, means it's neither. And positive means they're moving closer to their story goal. And when that's done, and you see the story goal for my protagonist, Jazz Cooper. And what we're looking for here is anything that's flat means it's neutral, and I need to revise this scene. Here we are back on the Evaluate page. We're going to click the Plot tab. And now we're going to look at the purpose of a scene. Scenes without a purpose slow the pacing. If a scene doesn't have a purpose, the pacing will stall. And the purpose of the scene must be related to the story goal that's in your skeleton blurb, or it's a candidate for cutting, or at the very least, it must be revised. Here you can click Purpose. The Purpose of Scene Insight shows you every purpose that's been used throughout the story. Here you can see how purpose is balanced throughout the story. One thing we're looking for here is any scenes where we don't know the purpose yet. Those we need to go back and revise for sure. We're back on the Plot tab, and we'll scroll to the bottom where you can select if a scene is an action scene or a sequel scene. A sequel scene is used for a character to react to an action scene. If there are 2 or more sequel scenes in a row, check if this flows the story. Was the action scene large enough to warrant more than one sequel scene? Scenes after a story arc scene may need more than one scene, and that's okay. Let's have a look at the story map. We're going to look at scenes 51 through 53. Okay, so here we can see 51 is a sequel, 52 is a sequel, 53 is a sequel. This means the character is reacting to something that happened in scene 50. When I read the scene names, friends investigating, grieving widow gets a call, friends discuss. I have 3 scenes in a row where characters are just talking. I don't even have to read the scene to know that pacing is an issue that needs fixing. So now it's your turn. Go to the Evaluate page and update the story elements for story goal tracking, purpose of a scene, and action or sequel. You can revise the scenes as you go or wait until you see story map patterns. You're the artist. The choice is yours.